Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Welcome to New Life Live. So glad you're here today and joining me, two really great women PhD psychologists, Dr. Alice Benton and Dr. Jill Hubbard. Hi there.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Alice.
Great to see you guys.
Yes.
And right off the bat, I want to talk about, we got a parenting workshop coming up. And one of the things that we're talking about is screen time. And Allison, she's just finished the book that we're going to put out together, Understanding and Loving. What's the official title?
Understanding and Loving Your Child in a Screen-Saturated World.
Yeah, there you go. And I got to tell you, on the way to taking my son to school today, he was complaining about some of the things that his friends have access to that he doesn't. Mm-hmm. And I thought, perfect. That's exactly the goal.
You're doing something right. That's what that means.
That's right. But it's not just a matter of restriction. It's a matter of being able to have conversations like that don't turn into big conflicts. But Alice, what do you think might be one of the great insights that somebody's going to get? You're going to be there on that weekend. By the way, it is a virtual workshop. You can see it online. And it's not just hearing somebody talk, but you have counselors that are going to talk to you about your specific situation. That does not happen when you read a book or watch a video. We're going to have you and a real live counselor in, I think, 4 sessions, something like that, 3 or 4 sessions. So what are they going to get when you do your part on screen time, which is just one part of several?
Parents, you need to be concerned about how you and your children are handling your own screens and your children's screens, because research reveals that too much unsupervised digital activity increases the likelihood of depression, anxiety, pornography use, even substance use is correlated with it.
Yeah.
But screens can also be a great blessing. They can enrich and enhance relationships and our lives. And it's figuring out how to handle both the risks and the dangers while enhancing the blessings and the relational engagement through screen use. And we're going to equip you. We've identified 10 different research-based strategies that are also biblically supported to help you maneuver that balancing act.
And it really is about getting these kids ready for the teen years. And I think I've told this generically, but this is my daughter who did this. A friend told her that somebody said something really crummy about her. And my daughter said this, well, that's not about me, that's about her. Now, she's 12 years old, and I'm telling you, that's the kind of equipping that we need to do, and I would love to take credit for that, but that's my wife's equipping a daughter to handle the world. Also, a young man said to her one time, what's your problem? And she said, you're the problem. Anyway, so I'm just saying we can equip people, strengthen our teenagers so that they are equipped to say no to the wrong things, yes to the right things, and understand why something needs to be one way or the other. It's just a great, great day. And like I say, we got therapists coming alongside here, along with great content.
And the younger we start, the better. But it is never too late to be able to influence our children, both about their screens, but about their lives in general.
That is right. 1-800-NEW-LIFE if you want to sign up for that preteen preparation seminar. If you want to join us on the program, call us right now, 1-800-229-3000. We come back from this break, CJ, you'll be on. We'd love to talk to any of you, 1-800-229-3000. Take a break, come right back with Dr. Jill Hubbard, Alice Benton. Jill, she's the author of Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers. Might want to pick that up.
I have a 15-year-old. She is very defiant. rude and disrespectful to me.
Children don't come with a set of instructions, so what's a parent to do?
She has very intense screaming fits.
Do you feel equipped to tackle the tough decisions and issues that can have a lifelong impact on your kids?
I have a 11-year-old daughter, and I'm trying to help her with the situation regarding school.
Are your children ready to thrive in this culture?
I just feel like I'm at the end of my rope with her.
Let New Life's online one-day workshop, Fearless Parenting, Preparing for the Teen Years, help. It's Saturday, October 2nd. You'll learn about bullying, discipline, boundaries, challenges in parenting, smartphones, social media, and screen time, how your own struggles affect how you parent, and much more. With insightful teaching and the guidance of a credentialed New Life counselor, this one-day workshop can equip you to meet the challenges of raising children in the 21st century. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back. Steve Arterburn here with Dr. Jill Hubbard and Dr. Alice Benton. Jill, you were talking about how different it was from one child to the other.
Yes. Just my kids are almost 5 years apart, and one was born before screens, and one has never not known screens. Mm-hmm. And early on, just navigating that was difficult because it was so new for all of us. And us parents who didn't grow up with screens, it's a whole new world and the things that our kids are aware of. And so I think this is so timely and so important. And I think there's so many parents that are hungry to figure this out.
And we parents tend to split into two groups. Either we're fearful limiters, which I have been, or we're more hands-off enabling, letting our children make those choices. And both approaches are a setup for our children to have unhealthy digital behavior. And on the weekend, we're going to teach you how to be mentors of your children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what you're saying is get some fearful parents, and you got the other ones that forfeit their parenting when it comes to screens. They just let them have access to everything.
The screens become the parent, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, 1-800-229-3000. That's the phone number to join us, 1-800-229-3000. Let's go to CJ and see what CJ has to say. Hi, CJ. How are you today?
Hi, not good. I have a question.
Okay.
My children's dad, he was living with us, and there's been some drug use, and that's a broken boundary. So he left 2 nights ago, but now he's been blowing up my phone with long text messages, and I suspect that he crashed into my car.
Oh.
And what he keeps asking is why did I involve his family, and that I should say sorry because I'm hurting him. So I don't know if I should even respond.
I do.
And if I should, I don't know how.
What's that?
So my question is if I should even respond.
Yeah.
Or and if I should, how?
And you're just overwhelmed and very scared.
I mean, this is just happening.
Yeah. But here's the thing that's going to be hard for you to do. He crashed your car. He's harassing you. You don't know what he might do next. Why wouldn't you get the police involved so that you don't get hurt, or he doesn't snatch away the kids, or whatever he might do under the influence of drugs and anger? A deadly combination there. Why wouldn't you just call the police and say, look, this is horrible? Or you tell him, if I get another text or anything, I'm going to have to get the police involved.
Okay. I did call the police last night, and they said that I have to report a hit and run online, but that they would patrol the area.
Okay. So
that's it.
Did you report that hit and run online?
No, I haven't.
I would do that.
I took my kids to school, and I'm at work right now. I'm taking a break.
Okay. Well, I would.
Call you guys.
That'd be my suggestion. But now let's hear from Alice and Jill, what they're thinking that might help you, not just in those kinds of things, but the whole situation.
CJ, it was very brave of you to call the police and to call us now. Would you fill in a little bit of the backstory about your relationship with the father of your children?
8 years and a half. We have 3 small children. We lived together for 3 years. I moved out for some time, got my own apartment. He was working on recovery, and he left a program, a year program. He stayed there for a week. He came back, a couple,
And
a friend of the family that I've been talking to that have gone through this sort of thing before.
Good. And the apartment you're living in, is it still your place? It's not his, but you just he came back to live with you?
No, he's actually he was staying with us when we got a bigger place, a house. So this is where we are now, at a house. And I had found this stuff before, and I told him that this was not going to be acceptable, and I found it for a second time.
And what is his drug of choice?
And he decided to leave.
Okay. What's his drug of choice?
It's been speed for more than a decade, and he seems to function somehow. But when he adds alcohol, that's when he gets very out of control.
The combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really scary. CJ, you're doing so many of the right things. You're gathering people around you, you're reporting it, you're trying to push him towards recovery, you're getting some help for yourself, and all those things, I think, over the long haul will pay off. But you said, I'm too scared to say the things I need to say, right? Or I don't know how. What is the scariest thing for you? What are you afraid of?
That he would lash out like this.
Okay.
And he did.
That
first time this is the second time. The first time he broke into my apartment.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
And stole my purse.
Okay. So
and took my kids out of state lines. So this is the second time around.
He took your kids, you said?
The first time this happened 2 years ago, he took the kids out of the state for a day.
Okay, so CJ, first of all, this man that you care about, that's the father of your children, when he's on speed and alcohol, he is not the man that you know, right? And right, and it's slowly taken over his life. This intermittent recovery is not really recovery. He's not himself. He's very, very ill, right? When you say he functions on speed, I wonder how much, other issues are involved for him in his self-medicating. But the deadly combination here where he's completely out of control, I first and foremost, worry about your safety. And I think you need to take steps to ensure your safety. I think that needs to be part of, yes, file the report for the hit and run, but I think there also needs to be a report made that you fear for your safety. And letting the authorities know that. I think also, was it ever reported that he took the children and that you fear that?
No.
Okay. That would be something, Child Protective Services, you can call anonymously, but obviously you've got to give, some of the details here. The fact that he's taken the children previously, the fact that he's on drugs, that's problematic. They do respond when someone is an active drug user and acting out. That's one of the things that they will respond to.
Alert the school as well.
Yes.
That only you can.
I did this
Good.
morning.
Good.
Okay, now CJ, I'm so glad that you've called us. I'm glad that you listen. I'm curious of how you got involved with him and he convinced you don't need to get married, let's just live together. How did that come about?
This was before I came back to church and realized how wrong it is, and that's another thing. he doesn't like that. He said I've changed, and now he says that I expect him to change, but he's always been like this. So basically, he's not willing to change.
But it seems like to me, since it's happened before, you might be vulnerable to him saying he's sorry and never going to do it again, and that he might be right back there living with you again.
Yeah.
So that's not going to help anything.
I know.
This isn't something where we say we need to keep things together for the kids, because what they're experiencing isn't for them at all.
There's no really together when you're living with an active drug user. And it's not about just getting...
I know it doesn't...
Go ahead.
I know it doesn't make any sense to the saying, but I didn't have my dad growing up.
Yeah. Yes. And of course we're objective, CJ. Of course. Yeah. And when you're emotionally in it, it's the hardest thing ever. We can see it more clearly because we're not the one there. And when you care about someone and you just want them to be back to themselves and you get a little glimpse of that, it's like you get fooled into thinking, okay, it's going to be okay now. And that's why I'm glad you're in CR, because that's part of the codependency, right? And so it's like, okay, so that's why I was about to say, it's not about just getting through this one crisis of acting out, because now there's been a pattern. If it had only happened one time, okay, but now it's a pattern, and it's going to keep happening.
So here's what I know, CJ. If you decide that this needs to end, it might be really difficult. Financially, it might be difficult in so many ways. But here's what I know. You're going to be okay if you do it. Why do I know that? Because every one of us have been through horrible things like this. We can't see any hope, or we think it's just too difficult, but we get through it. If you don't do that, if you don't do the hard thing, the thing that seems like it's impossible, it might not be okay. He might get worse. And whether he gets worse or not, you're kind of stuck. But if you could somehow get the people around you to help you do the courageous thing that would move forward, do the next right thing, don't let him come back. Find a way to get these kids in a better place. You're going to be okay. In a year, 2 years, you'll look back and say, I thought it was impossible. And look at this. It's better.
And this is where it's just moment by moment, CJ. Yeah. What's the next right thing that I need to do?
Yep.
And the only hope for this relationship is if he gets into recovery and really works a program, if he goes into a treatment program and sticks it out.
So, CJ, please stay on the line to let us link you with a therapist in your area, because you'll need additional support. Mm-hmm. And I want to take the pressure off of you to talk with him. He's not safe to talk with, and he's not in a sane mind to be able to he can't receive anything from you in his active addiction. So the only thing you might need to say to him is, I will consider speaking when you're in rehab and your counselor is present.
Okay. Now, I'm going to send you a copy of this book which will help you understand and love a person who is really, really struggling with chemical dependency. I want you to have that. I want you to have a Life Recovery Bible for your work there in CR. Hope that that's going to be a blessing to you. When you talked about your dad, let me send you Jill's book, Forgiving Our Fathers and Mothers. I feel so badly when we've got people living together for whatever reason, You know, for whatever reason that you would live together, it's the reason not to move forward, really. It's hard for people to understand that till later in life. We'll be back right after this.
I came into this thinking that my husband was the cause of many of our issues.
The New Life Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is coming to Dallas, Texas, October 15th to the 17th.
But after learning about our attachment styles, I understood how our past hurts were playing into our present problems.
Join Steve Arterburn.
It's been a dream of mine for a long time to help people to grow more intimately together, and we believe that everybody has room to grow in the intimacy level of their life.
And Mylan and Kay Yurkovich.
We help couples understand how their attachment style is sabotaging their current relationship. And then we teach them how to create comfort in a relationship.
And New Life's group counselors will help you focus on the area that will benefit your marriage most. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Here at this workshop, we had our first ever conversation without yelling, blaming, and accusing.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addictions, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
You guys are awesome. You're a blessing to America.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in the biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first step toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, please call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433.
We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. If you're listening, you can watch this on YouTube for no additional charge. We just think that's a thing that some people like to do. They like to see us strain and struggle versus just hear it. So that is the New Life Live YouTube channel. It's right there. By the way, Dave Stoop and I, the last book we wrote, The Soul of a Hero. And there are characteristics of a hero that are very different than go rescue somebody who's desperate and has no other choice than to choose you out of desperation. It's really a good book. And then Dave's last book that he wrote by himself, Living Well, Finishing Strong. You could get either or both of those at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You could buy them for full price or a gift of any amount, and we'll send the book of your choice. That's our way of saying thank you for helping this ministry. Very excited about our future. It's never been brighter, never stronger. Come alongside us and make it even more so. That would be our request. Well, let's all pray for CJ, because I think she's got some tough things ahead of her. And fortunately, they are tough because she cares about her children and she cares about herself. And you heard it from her. No father, or difficult father, or sick father. Lack of fathering. What a horrible, horrible situation. But we'll pray for you, CJ, and I'm really glad that you called. I want to talk to Jan from Alabama. WBHY, I think, is the station. Jan, how are you today? What's going on in your life?
Well, I'm hanging in there.
Are you?
And I appreciate your sense of humor when you said the strain and the struggle that you go through doing the show. And,
yes.
Yes, it's a struggle sometimes.
It is.
My situation is I'm 67 years old, and I like to say that I've seen a lot of stuff and been around a little bit.
Yeah.
And my brother, he is 84, and his wife is 82. So our family is small. We also have a sister who is 75.
Okay.
So she's between us. My question is, my brother and his wife are raising their 11-year-old grandson. They had children later in life, and then their daughter had children later in life, so that's how they came to be 84 and 82.
Okay.
He has turned into, we call him a little spoiled brat. My brother knows that his time with him is short, so he indulges him everything, and it's created a little monster. Also, as a new development in the last year, my brother and his wife have developed dementia, and that adds to the indulgences that they give to the boy.
Okay, so what's the question for us? I think we get the situation there. What is your question?
At what point do we confront my brother and his wife about allowing the 11-year-old to move and live with somebody who can have more control of him?
Well, first I would identify what that option is. What would that option be?
We have a set of godly people, that are church-going people that have already taken an interest in him, that spend hours with him each week going over his homework, and they help keep my brother's calendar going, like JP has a meeting, or JP has ball practice, or the child has certain things that he needs to go to.
Okay.
They keep all of that moving.
Great.
So, and they are willing, but to take him now because they see the problem beginning to worsen.
Okay.
Jan,
go ahead, Jill.
Jan, I'm wondering if it could be a gradual process. Just as dementia is a gradual decline, could they gradually take on more and more responsibility for the boy and take on some of the parental? Because it sounds like your brother and his wife, they're being grandparents, but they're in the role of needing to be the parents. And so he's missing that piece.
And he's also already had the traumatic loss of his own biological parents. And he's facing the eventual demise of his adopted parents. So to take him too quickly from that situation could be very traumatic for him, even though the indulgence is also harmful.
I think that's a very viable option. But they are going to be, even though he is very rude to them, they love him and he loves them. It's just a very depressing situation.
Whoever starts to set boundaries with this kid is going to have to put up with a lot of flack, right? So, but that will take someone who loves him and who's willing to do the right thing by him. But I think a gradual process, and maybe him having some overnights with them, and that they step up in the parenting is going to be a good option for this boy.
So it's a discussion of accepting more help from the couple rather than removing and placing him in their home.
Yes.
And that might be more digestible for your brother and his wife.
Sounds like it. Thank you so much.
But you don't want to do it until everybody's prepared for the reaction of the boy when he's no longer being indulged that way and some boundaries and limits are set. He's going to want to go back. Got to deal with that.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit it's addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have Christ-centered partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. Anything else we want to add to that situation with Jan? Because I do think it's really, really important that people realize this boy is going to be challenged in a way he hasn't before.
Right. And I think, again, the gradual ness of it will be helpful, and he's already used to this couple, but it might be a little bit at times like when you go back and forth between parents in a divorce situation. Regardless of how the visit was, kids act up in the transition. And so they're going to have to be doing a lot of, yes, we know that happens with your grandparents, but at our house we do it different, right?
Yeah. Our Fearless Parenting Workshop would be very helpful for them.
For that couple?
It would. For either couple and for both couples.
Yes.
Because we talk about relational engagement, boundaries, limits, discipline, and how that affects kids long term.
And this is a preteen here that we're talking about.
All right. Well, I hope that's helpful. Let's go to Hannah, Glendale, California. KKLA is the station. Hannah, how are you? How's it going today? How could we help?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Yes.
Well, what's happening in your life?
I have a long story, but okay. My name is Hannah. I have a child who is 14 years old.
Boy or girl?
Birth. It's a girl. Her name is Grace. Yeah.
Okay.
She baptized. I almost gave her birth almost inside the church. Even this Sunday she went to church, but these 3 weeks she's telling, I don't believe in God. I put her Christian school, still she's going Holy Family because I didn't I'm a Presbyterian. So I couldn't find a exactly Christian school around us. And so she's going Glendale High Holy Family, it's only girls. So I thought it's just safe. She's in 9th grade. Anyway, she's doing everything nice.
Hannah, do you know what happened to her, that her belief in God is faltering or is gone?
Yes, my dear. That is a long story, if you don't mind. Yeah. I heard something like a friendship, or that she used to roller skating, figure skater. So she used to go Glendale roller skate place. So she met with one young man. He was the floor guy, So anyway, see, because I have lots of notes, even yesterday I found very beautiful 2 notes. Yes, God, I'm sorry I became close to you. I'll be not do anything more bad stuff, anything.
So you think that the friend influenced her away from God and belief in God?
Yes, and manipulated her because she was only 12, 13. Yes, that is a big issue.
And is she telling you that she doesn't want to go to church anymore and doesn't want to go to her Christian school? Both?
This is the problem, is my dad. You have to know that, I think, I'm sorry, I'm not very organized to talk, but I'm going to tell what happened yesterday, how nice Ashley, she prayed for me and Grace and Mr. Jeff, very excellent gentleman. I can feel, I born in Christian family,
Yeah,
So,
the people on our
prayed.
phones is what she's talking about. Yeah.
And I need to clarify, Hannah.
my dear?
Hannah, you're saying your daughter is refusing to go to church?
Actually, she's going with us. This Sunday she went with us. Even her school offered us a special church.
So you're
this,
seeing
special month.
you're seeing that she still is having some connection with God. Wrote this letter, willing to go to
Yes,
church.
yes,
What
and
what
she's
what
in
is
the
what's your question for us?
Oh, she said she get the candle, and then she get something, a star kind of buy, and she put candle and say, I'm worshiping in the devil. Devil is more powerful than God. But
That's really sad.
passing her school, Holly, because she's in Christian school inside. Right now she's in school in Glendale, Holly family. So she does big mouth like a fire. If you misplace any word, she get upset. Grace grew up very nice environment, so nice.
So you're seeing very concerning behavior, possible satanic worship, devil worship.
Yes,
and
yes,
so
yes.
so what's your question?
Lying.
What's your question for us? How can we help you?
My question, if you can pray or you can counsel her like sometimes, hey, this is the Christian life, like a narrow and wide road, like little counseling. It need to be Christian counseling, no like other. She has a counselor, but I don't think so. Any result really doesn't work. She got the candle and that star something black color, and she put the candle and I say, Lord, and always in the phone and social media, TikTok, Instagram.
Okay,
she
so
has
here's
all
the
of
question. Here's the question.
Please.
Are you saying that you want us to help you figure out how to bring her back to faith, or what specifically could we help you with?
Actually, she needs little counseling about Christian life, God, about.
Right. Yeah, and so
that, and
we can
prayer.
help you find a Christian counselor, because that is the way things get back to normal for kids. And a lot of kids, most kids, they're going to try to find their own faith. But when you go from I don't believe in Christianity to I believe in worshiping the devil, that is somebody has influenced her, and we've got to get a really great counselor in there to reverse that influence or to overcome that
and
influence.
I think you also have to keep adding in the positives, right?
There you go.
Adolescence is a time where kids try on different personas.
Yes.
They try them out. It's like going to shopping for clothes and trying on different dresses and saying, which one is me? So it can be really scary because you think, oh no, she's going to latch on to that, right? But she's trying it on. So you want to saturate her with good input to counterbalance that, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
she's only 14. She lives at home. Yes, she goes to
Right.
church with you. Yes, there's youth group involvement. Yes, she goes to Christian camp, right? She gets involved so that she's hearing the good input that can counteract that. Kids, we were talking about screen time earlier. Any talks that you can find that can refute some of these issues. They'll listen to those short videos and things that can, compare and contrast and give good input that is pro-Christian but anti-satanic worship.
And before you move her from her counselor, maybe you've already done this, check if the counselor can support you in influencing her away from this. Because even though it's a secular counselor, if it's a sound counselor that she has relationship with who will support you, and I wouldn't be too quick to switch her to someone else unless you have other bigger concerns about the counselor.
Right.
I also want you to get uncomfortably curious. drawing out her attraction to this, her reasons why, asking without jumping too quickly to attack, even though you're against this. But additionally, taking a firm stand that I can't allow devil worship in my home. That's not what our household is going to do. But do those two conversations separately. Tell me about your interest in this. Tell me how you got to this point. But also stay firm on your own boundaries.
Yep.
Right. Listen more, talk less is really, really key, because when you're anxious, it's easy to just give information.
And having her father involved and supporting you in all of this, if at all possible, is very important.
Okay, so the people you've been talking to at our 1-800-NEW-LIFE, I would follow their lead on what they're telling you. They're very, very bright. I would also encourage you to join us on October 2nd for this parenting workshop. And then I think, I'll send you a copy of How We Love Our Kids. Maybe that will help. But, oh, my goodness, I just feel for you that all of a sudden it's no longer Jesus. It's I'm going to worship Satan because he's more powerful. And that is the reality of our situation. That's why we wrote this book on a screen-saturated world. Your kids are exposed to everything and anything, and you can do all the protecting you can, but it takes one bus ride and one guy's phone thrown in their face, and there it is. So we really want to help you with that, and you could join that workshop, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. You could get a counselor for your preteen or teenager at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We care about those kids greatly. I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to talk to Max from Seattle, Washington, right after this. Really glad you're with us. And if you need some help, it's 1-800-NEW-LIFE. A gift of any amount, I'll send you either the soul of a hero. The soul of a hero. You got to fight the war and win the war within before you go out there and do battle for good. And then also Dave's last book, Living Well, Finishing Strong. So many resources we've got if you call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. But right now, we'll take this break and come back for more of New Life Live. 1-800-229-3000. That's our number here on the program. 1-800-NEW-LIFE for the help or support.
My husband's been addicted to porn since he was 10 years old.
I found out about 9 months into my marriage that he has a porn addiction.
My name is Shelly Martinkus, and I want to personally invite you to the Restore Workshop. If you have been affected by betrayal, it might be that your husband has been looking at pornography. It might be an emotional, physical affair. I would love for you to come join us.
Restore has empowered me and has given me the tools to work through my anger, work through my pain, work through my confusion, and help me realize that I am worthy.
Being here and being surrounded by people who get it has given me my power back.
Please don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. I would love to see you there.
The Restore Workshop is coming to Washington, D.C., November 12th through the 14th. To register or to find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go online to newlife.com.
Thank you, Restore. You have changed my life forever.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again. You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. I said we were going to go to Max, but Max somehow.
Oh, Max.
He probably had to go, and
Yeah.
it does happen. We do appreciate all those that can hold on. Let's go to, how about we go to Margot, Rochester, New York. Sirius XM Satellite Radio is where Margot listens at channel 131 at 12 Central Time, 1 Eastern. Hi, Margot. How are you today?
I'm well, and you?
I'm all right. How could we help? What can we do for you?
I'm having, I have a question regarding, my husband and I have planned to sell our home.
Yeah.
And it's a need. It's a need because, first of all, we're both retirement age. I'm still working. He's retired. And it's a financial need to do so at this time. But I cannot get him to do this, help with me. He has every excuse in the book that he can't work with me. He's going to hire someone else, but we don't have the money, he says. He's going to do this and that. It just doesn't happen. And I just wanted some maybe advice how I could encourage this. And I know in my heart, that I've tried many ways to encourage it. So
yeah.
If you have some wonderful ideas, I'll
What
listen.
if you ask him, why doesn't he want to sell the house?
But he does want to sell the house.
Well, but if he wanted to sell the house, he would find, because he's an adult, he would find a path for the house to be sold. So you say, look, I'm just going to ask you, based on what I see here, you're an adult, you know how to do things, but based on what I'm seeing, you don't really want to sell this house. Let's talk about that. And maybe just talking about it helps. But here's something that might happen. He might then need to prove to you that he really does want to sell the house, and he gets busy doing one or two things to move it forward. So that's just one approach. Let's see what Jill and Alice are thinking might help you.
Margot, does he drag his feet on most projects? Or is this new behavior that you're seeing?
I would say regarding this situation, over the years I've been clearing out things and trying to get rid of things, and everything there in my home is not his, it's all mine. So as far as this, he does, but not other things. Usually he does complete tasks.
Okay, so normally, so it's not in everything he's very ambivalent.
And are the things in the house literally all yours, or that's just what he says?
Well, he believes that. He doesn't. This would take all day and night, and you guys don't have the time, but he's not someone that works with me. He doesn't choose to, and he will not find solutions. He finds problems. He's someone that will say,
so he works against you.
You're the problem all the time.
Yeah, and so he might say that the things in the house, he might say the things in the house that are excessive would be yours. Would that be accurate?
I would say, well, maybe, but I feel like I've gotten rid of the things that would be excessive. Do you know what I mean? I feel I did all I could do.
You did the best you could.
At this point.
Is he just oppositional, or is he angry with you, Margot?
Oh, he's angry with me.
Okay.
He's been angry for many years.
So
he
this
blames me for financial difficulties.
And is any of that true? Have you ever been irresponsible with finances?
Yes. In the sense of my son and helping my son, yes. The answer is yes to that.
And is that your son, not his?
It's his son, too.
But you say your son versus our
son.
So here's something that might be a way to go. Okay, I am so sorry for mistakes I've made, and I've just felt this anger, and I wish I could undo what's been done. But I think we both know this is probably the solution for that. And let's go to the next step. What is the next step to selling your home?
It's a great question.
Well,
we have nowhere that we're planning on moving. We have no definitive place to leave and go to at this point.
But before a home sells, you have to get ready for it to sell. You have to.
Exactly. That's what I need.
But I think with this anger, he's protesting.
Yeah, he's not going to help you.
And he's been protesting for 20 years.
Margot, would it be true about you that you have not sufficiently addressed your fault in the marital problems? Have you been humble? Have you been apologetic, remorseful, repentant?
Absolutely.
And he doesn't respond to it.
I have to say that, no, he's angry and doesn't care to talk.
Have you ever
talking is in a text.
Have you ever asked him to come into therapy because you've caused problems in the marriage?
I've asked him to come into therapy when I was pregnant for 6.5 months, and he wouldn't. And so the wonderful counselor.
I'm going to jump in. Have you asked him since then?
Yes.
And what does he say?
I went last year. He doesn't have a problem. I do.
So he won't go. So
Okay.
I think you have to plan that you will not have your husband's help. And you may need to seek help
That's
from
what I
a
need to know.
friend, from a knowledgeable friend who has sold a home that you could ask to come in and assist you. Because history says your husband will not help you with this. And so you have to switch your expectations to what has always been reality with your husband.
And also, if you are going to a church, you could call the person that knows more about the church than anyone, the church pastor's secretary or assistant. And you say, are you aware of anyone that loves to help somebody declutter their home? Because there are people just waiting to
That's true.
have a project. They love it. They absolutely love it.
And they're serving, right?
Yeah. And so that would be something, because that really is kind of the first step, is you get it looking like
that's a great idea.
It needs to look to sell. And then once you do that, or even while you're doing that, you decide who is the real estate agent that's going to put this up on the market. And you just call them, and they come over to the house, and they tell you what you need to do. So you don't really have to do anything other than, get it ready to go. And if the church doesn't have somebody, call the realtor that's going to sell the house, and they may have some people that they know that can help you
good idea.
Get it looking great. And I'm so sorry for him that he has done the one thing that's guaranteed to ruin every person's life that does it, and that is to hold a grudge and remain bitter. It is so sad, and I'm so sorry that you're the one that has to bear the penalty for that. We all make mistakes. We all get in trouble. We all do unwise things, and we need somebody who can say to us, I don't think you've ever done anything quite as dumb or stupid as me, and I just want us to now make the best of it. Let's see what we can do now that we've made these financial mistakes. And by the way, they weren't just your mistakes. He let it happen. He just sat back and let it happen. So there are two people in that relationship. We are out of time. We've got a parenting seminar coming up. We've got the best marriage seminar you could ever imagine. It's called Intimacy in Marriage. And listen to what somebody said about that. They said, this workshop must be attended by any Christian couple. It could enhance or save any marriage. Now, that's not bad. You can find out about that and anything else, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We love you. We care about you. Let us help you. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.